Welcome to episode 4 of Reboot Radio. How are you doing, Hades?
I'm good, man. I didn't even realize this was episode 4 until you just said that right now.
Yeah, man, we're 3 in, which is really great. I'm so excited.
That's crazy, man. I can't believe we've already done 3 of these so far.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. What do you think of the new season? Just dropped last week?
Yeah. I like a lot of it. I love the movement. I love the new weapons they dropped. The new medallions are super dope. I love those a lot. The movement's awesome. They brought the shockwave grenade launcher or whatever. Love that a lot. The medallions I like. The new weapons I like a lot, like I said. The bugs, though, are a little annoying. I'm not going to lie. The bugs are a little annoying when I'm sitting there trying to shoot somebody and I got 5 bugs. I'm like, what am I getting hit from? Or like, I'll go AFK for like 3 seconds and I'm like getting hit. I'm like, dude, what is going on? And these bugs are chirping right up behind me. Yeah. I mean, besides the bugs, I like it though. I like it.
Okay. Yeah, man, I do too. I've been a little frustrated on stream, really frustrated just in lobbies, have been so sweaty. I keep telling myself, guys, though, this is what happens when a new season comes out. People come back to the game. There's so many real players in the lobby, which is always good. I'm always down for a good fight. But, I mean, I can't get past 15th. It's been so rough. And I think that all this movement stuff is amazing because I love movement. So that's been probably my favorite part of this new season. And then some of the weapons have been really fun. The wrecked revolver is my favorite weapon. It's so much fun. And the fact that you can double pump that mess, let's go. Man. But I will tell you, as of recording this today, I saw something where they buffed it to where you can't do it, but we'll see. I'm going to get into some lobbies in a little while and we'll see what happens. But if you get 2 of those things in your loadout, game over. It's super fun.
I saw that too, that they buffed it today or whatever. But yeah, that's what I was going to say when you were saying that the lobbies have been super sweaty. I was going to just remind you that this is always how it is. And I always forget personally as well. I'm like, man, these lobbies are crazy. What is going on? It's because nobody's playing Reload or Blitz right now because this is the new shiny thing that's out. So all of the sweaty players are in the same lobby playing BR again or whatever. But yeah, dude, the double pump is crazy. The new shotgun, I can't even think of the name right now, but the new shotgun I like a lot. Yeah, dude, I like it. I do. I like the new POIs.
PO, that's what I was about to say. The POIs have been wonderful. I feel like
they're cool, man.
Like, can we talk about Power Rangers real quick? We've got the Mighty Morphing Power Rangers in the shop. Of course, I had to get the whole bundle. Had to have it. Childhood right there unlocked. So that's been really super fun to have the whole squad dressed up in Power Ranger outfits. And, it's morphin' time. So excited to get into lobbies with you guys. What we're really going to talk about today, though, is we're going to dive into 2 streaming giants. We're going to dive into TikTok and Twitch. And I know that we've talk a lot about streaming and being small streamers ourselves. I really want to help anyone who's thinking about streaming. There's so much content out there and so much information to where you kind of feel lost. You're like, which way do I go? There's so many platforms, so many pros and cons for each platform. And I just want to give someone some direction. And as a small streamer, I fight with multi-streaming a little bit. It's hard for me to multi-stream on the setup that I have and just really talk about the pros and cons of what we can do with streaming and streaming platforms.
No, absolutely. And I mean, what you just said right there, that main topic is a lot of the reason why we started this podcast in the first place was to give a voice to the small streamers out there and to give our perspective on what we've went through since we've started streaming it. And if that helps out one person that wants to stream or already does stream, like, that's amazing. But yeah, that's the main reason why we did this in the first place. So we definitely wanted to dive into it a little bit more and kind of show our opinions and our perspectives and what we've learned over, I mean, it's been 7 months for me and a little over a year for you. But what we've learned over the time or whatever. I am going to talk about TikTok because that's where I started and that's where I stay. I've tried multi-streaming a couple times. But with my setup as well, it didn't work out as much as I wanted it to. I always heard that if you multi-stream, it pushes your streams out more on either platform. I found out that's not necessarily true. It just happens to be for that specific person that was streaming at the time. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but I think it doesn't really make as big of a difference as people say. But TikTok, I feel like in my opinion, is the best streaming platform to start from and to stay on if that's something you want to get into. Mostly for the algorithm, if not only the algorithm, actually. The algorithm is so good at pushing your streams out to the people that they think want to watch your streams. There are some certain things that you need to do to kind of help with that, like the name of your stream, when you stream, consistency, what you're streaming, your setup, like stuff like that obviously matters. But the algorithm is huge. And that's what brings a lot of people to TikTok, I feel like. It is unlike any other service out there, any other app out there, in my opinion, of course. But because of the For You page, if you've watched any Fortnite videos or any Fortnite live stream videos, your stream will get pushed into that person's FYP. And to get on the FYP, there's a couple different ways to do it. This is from what I've heard. But if you hit like 10,000 likes in 20 minutes and then you keep hitting that mark like over and over again, that definitely helps push it out. And having consistency amount of likes, gifts help too. If you get a bunch of gifts at the beginning, it definitely helps push it out. Because what TikTok sees is like, oh, this live is popular. It's quote unquote popping off. Let's push it out to more people that want to see that. So the algorithm takes what you're doing and what your audience is doing and then tries to push that out to other people, which I think is super incredible. There's a lot of things though, like with TikTok as well, it's a lot more short form content. So like you can make a lot of shorter videos to promote your lives. You can make short story posts. That's what I do. Like I make a short story post and then I do a post right before I go live, because that kind of helps too. Because if you see my video I make before I go live and you see that my little profile picture is blinking red, you might click on it just to check it out. You know what I mean? That's why I try to make my video before I go live a little eye-catching or something that you want to see more of, I guess, in other words or whatever. But what else can I talk about? But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main stuff as far as what I think TikTok is really well with. TikTok also has Tickfinity. I don't know if I was going to talk about that later or not, but I'll talk about it right now. Tickfinity is awesome. It's a whole app that you can do so many specialized things with your stream, so many add-ons that you can have. You can have gift fireworks where fireworks go off on your stream and it shows the person's name and the gift that sends it, if you don't know what I'm talking about. You can have a like counter that shows every single person's total likes in the stream and it ranks them from 1 to 10. You could have new follower goal slides, sub goal slides. There's a gift cannon, which is new, which is crazy. I've seen a lot of people be using that where it shoots out little cannonballs that has the gifts on them and it'll like stay on the screen for a little bit. There's so much stuff. Like I'm not even scratching the surface. You could pick your own song, pick this, like there's so much stuff. And I think that helps a lot too, because even though a lot of people do use Tickfinity and do have all of those add-ons or whatever, it catches people's eyes. Like, let me see what this is about. Like, oh, there's fireworks going off. What is that? Like, let me check it out for a little bit. Because that's important. Getting somebody's attention for the first 10 seconds when they're either scrolling past or they actually join is super important, I think.
Yeah, so I think that Tickfinity kind of changed my stream for the better. Unfortunately, if you're a Mac user, currently you cannot get TikTok Studio on your Mac, which I have because I use a capture card to stream because I'm a console streamer. So I didn't have all these bells and whistles on TikTok that everybody else had to kind of make yourself stand out and kind of add your own flavor to a stream. And Tickfinity, once I figured out Tickfinity and that it is a free platform, there is a premium pricing to do more, but I use the free platform and I still have the gift fireworks and I have Spotify connected to my stream. So you're able to request songs and I've got some sub stickers that say stuff when you throw them into the chat. I've got the like counter. So that really upped my game. Tickfinity is a great service and I'm super glad that it's available for everybody out there.
Absolutely. And me on kind of the other side of that is I pay for the premium. And the only thing I know for sure that the premium gives you is unlimited TTS, which is, what is it, talk to speech or talk? Yeah, so like every time somebody comments in your stream, it'll read it out loud. And I have it so it's a new voice every single time. So that's the only thing I know for a fact that is different with the paid than the non-paid. But I had to use the paid one because like sometimes I have 3,000 comments in the stream and it stops after like 500 or 1,000 or something. So I had to do that. But I didn't even talk about TikTok Studio at all. That is obviously like the main thing that I use to stream. The fact that you don't have to use it, you could still stream is pretty awesome, I think. But they should put it on Mac.
I don't understand, man. It's 2025. We have a Tesla in space. Like, come on, TikTok. Let's hook up some Mac users.
Right. It's on everything else. But yeah, TikTok Studio also has a bunch of add-ons you can use. I use a lot of that stuff as well. That's where you set up your screens to be either landscaped or horizontal or however you call it. But yeah, TikTok Studio is very user-friendly in my opinion. I've been using it for a bit now, but I think it's super well done. There are some issues sometimes where it crashes every once in a while, but it's like everything. I can't get too down on them for that. But yeah, it's super user friendly. It is. I think that's free as well. I don't think I pay for that.
Yeah, it's a free service.
Yeah, and they have their own add-ons. Like if you don't want to mess with Tickfinity, you don't have to. Like they have their own like alerts. That's what I used to use before I even found out Tickfinity was a thing. They have their own alerts you can use. That's how you put stuff from Tickfinity that's what I use is TikTok Studio, where you just add a link add-on and then you can use it from there.
Spotify, you can use it for Streamlabs and OBS, any open source service. That's what makes it great, because for Mac users like me that have a MacBook and they're streaming off their MacBook, they're able to kind of have all the bells and whistles and enjoy those fun things that everybody else is enjoying. So I think it's great that Tickfinity will integrate with pretty much any open source streaming service.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works for almost everything, which is super awesome as well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think TikTok like originally thought that this was going to happen with streaming. And I think they've done a very good job at kind of picking up where everybody is. Like this used to be a dance app. It was Musical.ly. Like this used to just be dances and lip syncing and whatever. And now it's got to be more streaming than anything else, at least for me, because that's all I see, of course. Like going back to the algorithm for 2 seconds, because I forgot to say something. So my wife watches my streams when she can. I normally stream while she's asleep, but she watched my stream once, and then after that, for like 3 days straight, all she got was other Fortnite live streamers, because she watched mine one time. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of Fortnite streamers out there, and it can get a little saturated sometimes, but as long as you put yourself out there and put out a decent quote unquote product, you will get noticed, you'll get seen, and hopefully you'll get pushed to the FYP.
Yeah, TikTok's a great service. That's where I currently stream as well, full time. I don't really split between any other streaming service, but I am also about to talk about Twitch, where I started. I think there's a lot of good reasons to be on Twitch. One, to me, is it's a strong streaming community. If you're on TikTok with other live streamers that live stream other stuff, and Twitch has that as well. There's all kinds of content on Twitch. But Twitch, when you hear Twitch, you think of video games. You automatically think of video games. But it could be harder to be discovered on Twitch. The grind is rough on Twitch. There's no algorithms for non-followers. Pretty much you're getting either share me out to who you know, let people know about me, or you're stuck on 1,000 pages of just Fortnite streamers. So that can be a little discouraging on Twitch, but I feel like it's such a strong community because it's been there longer. It's been there longer than TikTok. That's not the first thing. TikTok is for all creators, and I would say Twitch is as well. But Twitch is very focused on gaming. And it's also built more for like long form content too. So if you want to make some long form content and go live on Twitch, it's kind of built for that a little bit. And to me, once you find your followers on Twitch, it's just a deep engagement. There's a lot of cool things you can do on Twitch. You can do polls, which I know you can do on TikTok as well. There's just a lot of add-ons for Twitch as well through OBS and Streamlabs, which is really nice because all you do is download it, and then all of a sudden you've got that as long as you put the source in. So there's a lot of cool add-ons that you can add to your Twitch stream. And that's where I felt like when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. Zero. And when I tell you there's no content, there's very little content out there for people who are using a PlayStation to start out with, because I didn't even have a capture card, what to do and how to do it. There's plenty of videos on how to go live. There's not really a lot of videos on how to have engagement, how to set things up, how to make your stream look nice. There's none of that. And it's really hard as a streamer to look at other streamers, because I think whenever you stream, you're interested in it. So something brought you to streaming to where you watch other streamers. That's just what you do. Me and you talked about it a couple episodes back. 90% of what I consume these days is people streaming.
Yes.
And I'm constantly looking and seeing what they are doing differently, or how are they engaging and what games are they playing. And I'm not doing it solely as a selfish reason to try to take people's content. I am just seeing how they are interacting with the community. I think that is such an interesting topic on how people interact with other people. So Twitch was great to me. Twitch was great to me for a while. Subs are more expensive, but I could add a whole bunch more sub stickers than I could in TikTok, at least from what I can see. I see a lot of people that have a lot of them, but as you grow with Twitch, you get more slots to add. Once you hit affiliate, you add to your stickers. And I had such fun stickers in my Twitch streams.
No, you
but
did.
Those
are awesome.
Yeah. And then, but you have to hit affiliate. And that's the other thing with Twitch. There's an affiliate program. So once you can go live on Twitch right away. You don't have to have any application like TikTok or get access like TikTok. You can go live right away. But there's an affiliate program. And at the time, it was 50 followers, stream 8 hours in 30 days, and get 3 concurrent viewers average on your streams. Well, that didn't sound too hard. It was so difficult. Some people get it quickly. I was not one of them. I was streaming to one person, maybe 2 people. The followers, again, it's all about networking. And I think Twitch is huge about that. I would just go and find people who had 1 follower or 2 people in their live and just chat with them and try to get to know them and show them some love. And building that community organically can be kind of discouraging at times. But I've met some of my best friends doing that. I'm going to shout him out. Right. Spooky. I met Spooky because I stumbled across his stream and I was like, man, this guy's hilarious and he's cracked at the game. And he was super welcoming and inviting. And that guy just makes me laugh. I laugh so much when I watch Spooky streams. The stuff that guy says is gold. He's so 100. Funny. He's so funny without even trying to be funny.
Bro, he's the funniest dude of all time. And I say this all the time. He has to be the best Fortnite player I think I've ever played with. If not, I mean, he's definitely in the top like 3 to 5. He is insane, bro. He's crazy. Love Spooky.
The level of confidence that guy carries around is unmatched, in my opinion.
He's the most confident dude, and he should be. That's the crazy part. Like, normally people I've met that are that confident, like, have no reason to be that confident. Him, on the other hand, I'm like, bro, dude, you do it. Do what you're doing because you deserve it. Bro is crazy. That's funny. Love Spooky, man. Spooky.
And I would run games with them. And that's just kind of how I got into that Twitch community a little more organically. I feel like than TikTok is organic. Don't get me wrong. People are scrolling. There's just to me, you can move faster in TikTok. Twitch, you got to get out of a stream, get into a stream. You got to scroll through. People aren't scrolling like they are on TikTok. So once you find your people, though, I felt like my community grew pretty fast. And once I hit affiliate, I was able to receive bits, which was great. I was able to receive subs, which was great. And that's kind of how I started making a little bit of money on Twitch, was from the subs and the bits. And then I would take that money and I would just pour it back. It's when I had nothing. And I was able to buy like my whole setup Twitch streaming. I was able to get a laptop.
Right.
I was able to get a new camera. I was able to get 2 microphones. I was able capture card. There was a certain capture card I wanted. Shout out Spooky. He sold it to me. But Twitch is a great platform. It can be a little more daunting, in my opinion, because you don't have people coming through like you see on TikTok. So if you're thinking about going to Twitch, my advice to you would be stay the course and be patient and network. But that's something that I think that is a great thing. I battle with that all the time. I left Twitch to go to TikTok. All my friends are TikTok streamers. Most of my friends are TikTok streamers. So I felt the bug a little and I was like, you know what? And I would always say, I'm not going to stream on TikTok. It's too hard. There's no way I can keep up. I can barely keep up on Twitch. How am I going to keep up on TikTok? And I was like, you know what? Let me try it. You can get it through Streamlabs. Let me switch over to Streamlabs. You can get the access. I had 140 followers when I first started streaming on TikTok. So once I jumped over, I questioned it every day. And I still do sometimes. Man, yeah. Why did I? Because I heavily focused for 2 weeks on TikTok, went back to Twitch. Nothing. It was so quiet because I wasn't having that consistent stream anymore. So people just weren't showing up or expecting me to go live.
And you stopped like putting the heavy lifting in on Twitch because you were focusing 100% on TikTok. So kind of getting back to what you said, you were absolutely correct with the Twitch thing, with saying you have to put the work in because the algorithm doesn't work for you. You work for the algorithm. You know what I mean? Like you have to put that time in. I've only streamed on Twitch 5 times, maybe 5 to 10. So take this with a grain of salt. I don't know as nearly as much as Chupa does, but from my experience personally, I had maybe 1 viewer, 3 at my highest, and I didn't put any work in at all because that's when I was trying to multi-stream or whatever. And I think if I could give any advice on where to start, like only where to start, if you can, do both. Do both, because starting out, getting exposure on both things is never going to be a bad thing. But if you can only do one and you have like a full-time job, a family, and all that stuff, I would definitely start on TikTok. If you have the time and this is something you're super passionate about and you have the time to put the work in, then Twitch is perfect. Like they're both great. They're both very helpful. They're both very user friendly and they both have their pros and cons, you know?
Yeah. And I think for me, if you can get out there and do both from the get-go, because Hades, you remember, think back, your first time streaming and you were nervous, just like me. And then you get in there and some people start rolling in and start talking to you. And then you start getting in your head a little. You start going, man, should I be doing this? What am I doing right now? I'm on the internet. Yeah. I think that this is crazy and I'm not very good at this game. They're going to judge me. They're going to judge me for not being good. They're going to think I'm cringy or weird. And they're going to just think all things about me.
Right.
And you start getting in your head and then you're trying to focus on the game because that's all what you've always done. If before you streamed, you would just get on the game and play the game. But now you're focusing on the game you love and talking to people, because the biggest thing about streaming is engagement. You can do all the crazy stuff in the world, but if you don't have any engagement, it's going to be really hard to grow. You've got to be welcoming people in, thanking them for spending their hard-earned money on you playing a video game.
Right.
And that can be overwhelming. So whenever I went to TikTok from Twitch, my chat went from people would talk to me, but I could keep up, to there's people rolling in left and right. And you're trying to welcome people in at the bottom. And I'd always think to myself, Unreal comes to mind. He's so good at being like, hey, welcome in, friend. I'm like, how does he just stop his thought and go? And you eventually get used to that. So if you're a new streamer and you feel like you're struggling with chat and focusing on the game, that comes with practice. If you're streaming to one person or if you're streaming to 75 people, you should be the same person.
Yes.
And it's really hard. And I am preaching to the choir because I have nights where I get on, I have 15 people right away on TikTok. And that's a pretty good amount for me. And there's times I go live and it is crickets. I've got people rolling in every 45 minutes, it feels like. But I'm always trying to be the most authentic self, my most authentic self, in order to practice. That's all I think about all the time. I'm like, well, I am not, if this one person is going to watch me and take time out of their day to watch me, they shouldn't get different content as if 75 people were in my stream.
Right.
They should get the same content. They're spending their time. I value my viewers' time as much as I can.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the thing with Twitch, right? You just, Twitch is great. Stick to it. Have patience. But go ahead, Hades.
No, I was just going to say the thing you said about streaming to 1 or 75 is amazing. And I completely agree with that. That's incredible advice to somebody, because no matter how many people are in there, like you said, you want to be yourself, be authentic, do what you're going to do no matter what. Even if there's nobody in there, you're still getting the reps in, you know what I mean? You're still getting the practice. And if you want to start on Twitch, because it is a little bit of slower with chat or whatever, and you want to get used to the back and forth kind of thing with chat, talking back and forth with them, starting at Twitch would be perfect. That way, it's not as crazy. It's not as all in your face, all right now, all at once. You get kind of an ease in there and dip your toe in and kind of get used to it at first. That's awesome advice.
And I think too, if you want to jump into the deep end, do both. It's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. Just know that no one expects you to be perfect when you stream. I had that in my head from the get-go. You got to be perfect. It's got to look so professional and polished. Even this podcast, Hades, I can get to where this has to be the most professional looking thing. And we've had these conversations and it doesn't, because at the end of the
perfectionist
day, man,
person.
We're just two dads chopping it up about streaming and Fortnite. And we want someone to get something out of these podcasts. I have to learn to relax a little. We are completely opposite human beings, Hades. We're completely opposite.
I'm too relaxed. I
am wound so tight.
I have to force myself to be how you are, and you have to force yourself to be how I am. You know what I mean? That's why I think we're perfect. We're a perfect team, because I take your strengths and use them to help me out, and you use mine to help you out. And that's why we bounce ideas. I think that's why we got as close as we did so fast, is because, I mean, being exactly like somebody and having a lot of interests that are the same is amazing. I get along with people more that I either disagree with or I'm more opposite with, because we have more to talk about and we have more to bounce ideas off of. There's nothing I love more than having a conversation with somebody I disagree with. That is my favorite thing in the world, because I love hearing people's perspectives, man. We all have different perspectives. We all live different lives. It's incredible. But yeah, you have to just be yourself and not put too much pressure on yourself. And I even get like that, as chill and laid back and as easygoing as I am, bro. I still have days where I'm like, this looks like garbage. I need to change my whole layout. Like, I'm going to scrap the whole thing. I've done that twice. I've done it twice. I'm like, I'm scrapping it all. I'm just going to restart. And it's funny, like every time I restart, it looks exactly like the last one I just did. So it's like, do what's comfortable with you. Pick a layout you like. You don't have to be perfect, man. The other night, I sang and danced for an hour and a half straight because I was so happy and in such a good mood, which is incredible. And I had the best time ever. I'm messing up lyrics. I'm grittying. I'm doing stuff that is quote unquote cringy, quote unquote whatever. And I'm having a great time. And I would do that if I had one person in there, if I had 40 in there. I was just in a good mood and I felt like dancing. I was playing some music for the first time. So I think everything you said, Chupa, is incredible advice. And I think a lot of people could definitely take that and help them out. Even if it only helps one person, man. That's That's what we're here to do.
Absolutely. And just be kind to yourself. Guys, I'll be transparent with you always. I had a rough streaming night last night. I was in my head. Fortnite lobbies are insane right now as we talked, and I was just frustrated with the game, and I don't crash out on the game. I don't, because I work a demanding job. Fortnite is an escape for me. It's a place I can go to hang out with my buddies and laugh and just joke around. And once I start feeling frustrated like that, I just have to stop streaming. I think I streamed for like 41 minutes last night, and I was like, I can't do this. I was worried
Right.
about what was going on with my stream. I was worried that I was playing like garbage. But be kind to yourself. You're going to have those days where you rack your brain on, what do I need to do to be better with my content? That's fine to do. That's important to do. But do not beat yourself up. Everyone goes through it. You guys are doing amazing. I'm in so many streams where people are like, I've been streaming for a week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it looks like you've been streaming for 2 years. You're killing it and you're doing great. And I love going in and seeing people just be happy. So whenever you talk about you dancing, I had a movie night with family on Saturday night and didn't stream. I go over to Hades Live just to check in after the movie. And this guy's got the biggest smile on his face and he's dancing and having a great time. And nothing is better than creating a community and seeing your friends win. And I'm not talking about gifts, and I'm not talking about subs or even how many people are in their lives. I am talking about happiness. It is so important that you don't forget why you started streaming. Why you started streaming is because you love a video game and you wanted to stream it. And you can tell Hades in your live, and it made me happy. It made my whole night seeing you smile like that, because streaming is highs and lows, guys. It doesn't matter what platform you use. You're going to have those highs and lows. Reach out to somebody who streams. I guarantee you, we have all felt how you felt. You are not alone in this community. And with that, we're going to go back to our topic a little bit, but I love to share those things with you guys because I wish someone shared them with me. It was not available. And I went through some real rough times, and I still do sometimes. We're going to go to the TikTok pros and cons. Hades, take it away.
Real quick, I was worried about you so much last night that I had like 3 people reach out to you because you came into my stream talking about that, and I was worried. I had Audie reach out to you. I had Mrs. try to reach out to you. Yeah, I was like, because I was on stream and I'm like, bro, I can't get a hold of him right now. I gotta have my people to get a hold of him. But yeah, I mean, it happens, man. Like I've had times where, I mean, not recently, but of course I've had times like that. I've had times where I took 4 days off in a row because I couldn't bring myself to do it. But yeah, you're not alone. We're in this with you. If you ever need anything, like for me specifically and Chupa, reach out. I'm always an open ear, man. I love talking to people. I love people more than anything. I will talk to you more than you want me to. But I'll get into the pros and cons. So the biggest pro for TikTok is the algorithm. I'm going to keep beating that down. The algorithm is huge. That is the biggest pro by far. Also, another big pro is it's mobile friendly. And I feel like everybody's watching streams on their phones anyway. There are the few that watch on their PCs while they're doing other stuff. And if they're working or they're listening to music or whatever they're doing, there are people that watch on their computers, but it's, dude, I don't know the percentage, but it's mostly mobile people. And it's definitely more mobile friendly. The way it's laid out is 1,000 times % more mobile friendly. You don't even have to leave the app or do anything. All you got to do is just keep scrolling and you'll find something you like. I guarantee it. No matter what you do, you'll find somebody you at least enjoy or somebody you can play with or whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll find it. The cons, I think, are it can be a little too oversaturated. There is a lot of Fortnite streamers. There are a lot of TikTok live Fortnite streamers. So sometimes it can be hard to stand out and it can be hard to get going and it can be hard to get that community started and get that ball rolling. Once you get the ball rolling, though, it's only easier. And another thing, the TikTok streams can be a little bit more chaotic. Like I've seen people sometimes, I'm not going to say any names. It's nobody we even know. It's just streams I've seen where their whole page is just add-ons and this and apps and this and that and this. It's just like everything all at once. The whole screen is filled. You could barely see their game or see what they're doing. That can definitely be chaotic and a little bit throwing off, I guess. There's a lot more trolls for sure. There is a lot more people that want to bring you down and a lot more hate, I think. Because of the more people, that just brings the likelihood of somebody being a troll or being a angry person or having a bad day up even higher. I was just talking to my chat the other night about this. If I could show you some of my DMs, they would make your grandma cry. They are terrible. And I'm getting hate, and I don't think I've ever said a bad word about anybody on stream ever. And I try to just push that happiness and kill them with kindness and just be myself no matter what. And I always tell people when they say that, I'm like, I love you, man. I hope your day is getting better. I hope you get better. I hope whatever you're going through gets resolved. Because they're either having a bad day or they got something going on in their life and they're trying to make themselves feel better. And that's okay, man. Like, I'd be lying if I said I've never done that before. Not to somebody online, but it doesn't matter. I've done it before. We all get in that spot sometimes. It's what you do after that what really matters, in my opinion. But yeah, sometimes, because you got people, especially with TTS and being on the FYP, they know you have TTS and they'll say the craziest possible thing they can think of. Because there's ways to work around TikTok's whatever thing where they won't let you speak it out loud or whatever. People know that. They know how to get around it. They'll use symbols. They use whatever they want to do. But yeah, that's why you have mods. And I have the best mods in the world. Shout outs. I could shout them all out. I'll shout them all out later.
Yeah, mods are great. And I agree. The chaotic energy, the biggest thing to remember in that is there's always going to be haters. And that's okay. Internet can be a very mean place. And that's okay. Know who you are, know your self-worth, and it's your stream. So if you don't want them in there, there's buttons to get them out of there. Absolutely. So just please remember that. You do not have to take that. Yeah. You don't at all. You can. Some people think it's funny and enjoy it, and that's okay too. But you have choices in streaming, and just because you're on the internet in front of everybody doesn't mean you should be treated poorly. So please use those buttons.
Agreed.
And then I'll get into the Twitch pros and cons real quick. So the pros is loyal community building potential. What that means is it's harder to find your stream. If you find your people, they will keep coming back to you. I think when I look at how many people I follow on Twitch, it's a way shorter list than it is for TikTok for me. So if you're live on Twitch, I know you're live on Twitch. The push out's great there too, so you can set up a notification and it'll let you know straight to your phone. And I think you can do that on TikTok too, but it works really well with Twitch. And it shows you a metric on how many of your followers clicked on that to come into your stream after your stream. So that's a really good thing. There's a dedicated audience for gaming. These people go to Twitch. Again, like I said, I think Twitch, I think video games. It is mostly a video game streaming service. I would say, I don't have the numbers in front of me. Should have looked them up, I'm sure. But I would say at least 80% is video games. So that's a huge jump from TikTok. Some of the cons with Twitch, way slower growth. It took me forever to get 200 followers. It took me forever, it felt like, to get to 50 so I could be considered for affiliate. It took me a month and a half, almost 2 months to hit 50 followers.
Guaranteed 50 was harder than 200.
Yes, because once you kind of hit that affiliate, you get pushed out a little more, and you have that little core group that you started. Streaming's a lot about core groups. Same people coming into your streams. They're going to tell 10 friends. And once you get that core group, it kind of jumps from there. And then you just got to grind longer. Twitch can definitely be a grind. I've heard so many people talk about that they tried to start on Twitch and they got frustrated or discouraged and stopped streaming altogether. It is a head game. Do not let your head win. If you enjoy playing video games and this is something that you want to do, believe in yourself, have confidence, and get those reps that me and Hades were talking about.
Absolutely.
And those are some of the pros and cons for both. I think great streaming platforms, as we said, Hades, but we can give now a little strategy for each platform. So I'm going to let you take TikTok. I'm going to let you take the first one, Hades.
Having TikTok all to myself. So,
man.
A couple strategies I would say is definitely post a video either 30 minutes before you stream or right before you stream, because of what I said earlier, that because say that video gets 500 views, that's 500 people viewing that video that can join your stream because they see that red button blinking. That catches their eye as it is already. That definitely helps. Doing little short-term videos before you stream, posting a story before you stream. There's so many different ways, but definitely doing that helps. Doing little videos here and there, teasing them, having a schedule. I've said this in past episodes, but I have my schedule pinned on the top of my page. It is my third video. To have a specific schedule definitely helps, because somebody could be chill and they'd be like, oh, I watched this stream 3 days ago at 8 p.m. Let me see if he's live now. It's 8 p.m. again. It's just the more accessible you are and the easier you make it to access is extremely important, especially on TikTok. But yeah, and like I don't have a shtick, or like I don't dress up in a bunch. I mean, I wear sunglasses and a hat, but I'm not wearing like, I don't know, like a costume every night like some people do, like I don't have anything crazy going on, and I've been fortunate. I've been doing pretty well. So like, just keep on that grind. I started with 200 followers, like not even, I started with less than that, but just keep on the grind. It's a quicker grind, but you still can get in your head. Just be yourself, be authentic, remember why you're doing this. And I'm honestly a lot different than Chupa in this way as well. Me personally, I care more about chat than I care about the game. And I'm not afraid to say that. I genuinely do. I care more about my chat than me playing Fortnite. I just got back into video games super recently, literally like right before I started streaming. I got back into video games and then instantly started streaming them. So I didn't play video games for years before this. So I love them, obviously, and Fortnite is my favorite thing. I spend a lot of time and I pride myself on caring about chat more than I care about the game. People want to be seen. People want to be heard. People want to know that either that they're there or that you care about them. I end my stream the same. I end with like a long little, I don't know what you call it, like a little spiel every single night. And I do it throughout the stream too. Just telling people how much I care about them, how much I appreciate them, how much I love them. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart every single time. That's what people want, man. They want to feel like they belong.
And if you could do that for one person that's having a terrible day, then you win. You won streaming. That's all you have to do. And Hades, look, I care about my chat. I promise I do. And I'm not saying that you, but you know me. I'm so competitive, Hades. It's hard, right? I'm the most competitive human being, I feel like, on this side of the Mississippi. But I'll tell you, it's hard for me because I will just sometimes be like, guys, I'm locking in. I'll read your stuff in a minute, just because I'm so competitive and want to win as much as possible.
I know. I have so many people tell me to lock in. I'm like, my secret weapon is I never lock in.
There you go. That's good. I think that's what my secret weapon is too. I don't want to admit it because it feels like I'm constantly dying on the game.
That's fair.
And so those are good points for TikTok, some good tips. I would think that the Twitch, any tips that I could give for you guys and strategies, network with other small streamers. Go on there. There's a way you can filter to just Fortnite and you can just roll through. It's going to typically show you the most viewers up top. So you'll have like Happy Gal. You'll have, Savage Mike, Jetpack Louie, all these big streamers up there, which is great. Prospering, and go have fun with them, right? That's fun to go hang out with them because they're just such good streamers, and that's someone you can look up to and really kind of try to take some good notes from them. But try to go show love to those people who've got one follower watching them or two people watching them, and just see what they're doing. Try to get to know them. I guarantee you they will engage with you. If they're anything like Hades and I, they will engage with you, they will talk to you, and they'll make sure that you're seen, which is important. Play in community events. There's a lot of good community events on Twitch, a lot of good tournaments on Twitch just for Twitch users. And there's also a collab button. Me and Hades have done it a couple times. You can stream together. Unfortunately, I can't do that because I don't have TikTok Studio on TikTok. You can do that on TikTok as well. But the good thing is if you're trying to push affiliate and you're with someone who gets 10 people watching their streams, that metric is going to count for you too. So if you guys together have 13, you'll both get 13 viewers that were watching your stream at once. And that metric is great for trying to push that affiliate. Now, I will tell you, there is an update. They dropped it recently. So they made it a little easier to become affiliate, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing, because I know that there's so much competition. We didn't even talk about YouTube and Kick. There's so many other streaming services that you can jump onto.
Yeah.
But if you do those things and network, you can grow your Twitch stream. So those are just some few strategies that I did. And then the hybrid approach is stream on both at different times or simulcast. I know some people who go, hey, my TikTok live streams are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I stream on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And that is, they have a rotation without simulcasting. That is a little more manageable to me, I would think, if I was going to do something like that, because it's hard for me to keep up with chat because, as Hades said and pointed out, I'm really competitive, so I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to the game too. But those are good tools too if you can put out a schedule, as Hades said. There's a place you can put your schedule in on your Twitch page, so make sure you utilize that. And I think those are some really good strategies for you to use and think about for whenever you go to stream on these two platforms. And then we'll keep this last segment kind of quick, Hades. It's really just your personal experience, right? We're going to keep it kind of brief, brother.
Sorry, I'm laughing so hard. I got to say this. We talked before and we're like, all right, we got to keep it to a certain amount.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
we
100%.
blasted past that 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
So my personal experience on Twitch is find your Chupa. If I didn't have Chupa, I would have never streamed on Twitch ever. The reason why I did is because I could share chat with Chupa. He helped me out so much with that. Find somebody, build your community. I like a lot of chaos and I like a lot of stuff going on, and I love just having so much stuff going on. So Twitch was a little too slow for me, and I don't have the time to put the effort and the time into it as much. Like, I put effort and time into my streams, of course, but I don't know. I'm I want it now. I want it right now type of guy. So that's why I switched to TikTok. But both are awesome. If you want to stream, do it. All right.
Yeah, I agree. And so I'll share my TikTok. I jumped to TikTok. I was scared as all get out, guys. I didn't think I was going to be able to keep up with chat. But I will tell you, TikTok has been really kind to me. Thankfully, I haven't had too many trolls, and hopefully I'm not calling them out here on this platform. Come at it. Come get me. We'll have some fun. But I've had so many people roll through, and I've met a lot of great friends. And, TikTok can be kind of funny with their algorithm sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you get shadow banned for no reason, to where your streams for the past 2 weeks have been popping and all of a sudden there's 2 people in your streams. I would tell you guys to try to not pay attention to that. I'm so guilty of that. It's hard for me not to look at that. But in Twitch, you have a feature to where you can turn that off. I would highly recommend it at first when you're streaming. It makes you be a little more natural. Your heart's not racing as fast if there's 20 people watching you and you're a little nervous. So that's a good function on Twitch as well. But TikTok has been really good to me. I've met some really great friends. I was able to get past the 50 subs pretty quickly, I feel like, with the help of people like Hades and seeing their streams and hanging out with them. And we share a lot of the same community. And after that, you're able to get gifted subs, which is super helpful. And just really just trying to push that out and get as much traction as you can on that platform. It's been a really fun experience for me. It's been frustrating at times. It's been mentally draining at times. But the good thing is if I'm having a bad day and I feel like I don't want to stream, listen to yourself. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. Everyone's going to understand. We're all humans, and it's okay if you take days off. I am bad about listening to myself. I will burn myself out at times and then have experience like I did last night where I almost threw my MacBook because I was so frustrated. listen to yourself and make sure that you take some time off and take care of your mental health. And I think that's important. So this is what I think we should do now. Now that we've blown our time out of the water, we should just talk for 2 hours, Hades.
Yeah, no kidding.
We should just move this party over to TikTok and have a live, pod. Maybe coming soon. Tease that a little.
Yeah, we should definitely do a live stream podcast. I would love that.
Yeah, and I would say, listen, and we'll kind of end this up in the last little bit. There's no one size fits all. Try them all if you want. It's okay to do what you're comfortable doing. Go where you think you're going to grow. If you don't grow there and you've tried everything you can and you feel like you've exhausted it, go somewhere else. There's plenty of spaces for you to grow. You'll find your community. And what I would encourage you guys to do is, if you're a new streamer and you're hearing this podcast, try something for 30 days. Try both for 30 days. Switch them off and see what works better for you, and let us know. Hit up Reboot Radio, hit up Hades, hit up me, Chupacabro. Let us know how your streaming journey is going. And because we want to know those things, it's important. We're 2 streamers. I tried to look it up, Hades. TikTok doesn't release how many Fortnite streamers there are, but there's got to be. They never will. Hundreds of thousands of Fortnite streamers. Just know that you can build what you want to build. It takes a lot of hard work. It's not always about streaming. It's also about content. So make sure that you're posting clips and you're posting clips of your gameplay or funny moments in your game. Do that work. I know that you're going to want to stream as much as you can, especially as a small streamer. That's me sometimes, where I'm like, I just got to stream. But it's also important to do those little things behind the scenes. That is a lot of work, and that's editing and putting short form content out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely putting the time and effort into building your stream and making it what you want it to look like and what you want to present to people. It's taken me literally this whole time to get my stream exactly how I want it. I learn something new every single day on Tickfinity, on Studio, on Fortnite, on everything. Be open to learning new things. Definitely go watch other people's streams and kind of see what they're doing and build off of that. Not necessarily steal it, build off of that and make it your own. Keep messing with it. Keep doing different things with it. You'll figure out what you enjoy and what you like and what you want it to look like. At the end of the day, it is your stream. That is your place. You are building this, nobody else. Don't let anybody tell you any different. They can have their own stream if they want. That is up to them. Don't listen to the haters. If you weren't doing something right, you wouldn't have haters. If you weren't being yourself, you wouldn't have haters. Somebody used to always tell me, the way you know you're doing something right and you're actually making a difference is somebody hates you.
I love that. And also, too, I just want to tell anybody out there, that's a small streamer. We know a bunch of them. A bunch of them are our close friends. Genuinely, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there. I'm proud of you for being authentic and kind whenever this world is full of hate. Thank you for streaming. And I tell people that all the time. Thank you so much for streaming. Hang in there. And we're coming up on an hour, Hades. So we're going to call this one. And we were just so excited to talk to you guys about streaming. And we love you. And thank you so much for all the love and kind words that we received from the community doing this podcast. Do us a favor. Follow Hades at Hades on TikTok. Follow me at Chupacabro. And then I want you to follow Spotify and YouTube. It's free to follow. So y'all come follow.
Yeah, it's free to follow.
I'll let Hades close this out on this one. Thank you guys for listening. Hades, close us out.
Love you all. I love you, beautiful humans, more than anything. Thank you guys for everything. I hope this helps one person. If it helps more, that is incredible. That is the reason why we are doing this. There's nothing out there like this with a voice to help out small streamers. If y'all need anything, at Hades.tv on TikTok, DM me anytime. I will help as much as I possibly can. We are all in this together. Let's do it together, baby. I love you all.
Take care.